RagnaroK. Creator, Bunny, Dark, Cure. Round of 10, Group B. Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. 2022 GSL Season 2.
Welcome back, everybody. I feel like we're moving through these games pretty fast here today, Artosis.
Yeah, well, everyone's kind of cheesing and being aggressive, so that makes sense. Our next match is going to have RagnaroK, so probably some cheesy aggressive play too, but he's against a Terran player in Cure, so I think you do have to mix in macro as well.
Yeah, I think Cure probably not going to be very cheesy going into this. It should be an interesting one. I hope we do have a longer TVZ series, though.
Yeah, I would like to see like some big macro games here. And the thing is, RagnaroK can play a pretty big macro game against Terran as well.
Yeah.
We'll see how Cure does, though. Cure, like his best games look amazing, like just below Maru level. And then occasionally he has games where you're like, you're in GSL?
He is very hot or cold.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah. Sometimes he plays out of his mind, and then there's other times where he just doesn't look that great at all. Definitely with RagnaroK, we saw a lot of cheesiness. But again, it was in a different matchup against a different player. But yeah, this should be a fun one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think Cure has a very good chance of making it through as well. I really like his play currently. It's a tough group, though, really, just looking at the lineup of this group, because I'm like, I think Dark and Creator are going to get out. I think Bunny might be the weakest link in the group, which is crazy to say because he was looking so good recently. But yeah, looking at Cure, like I said before, I think he's probably the second best Terran in Korea.
I think you're probably right about that.
Yeah, right?
If RagnaroK has just tons of cheese today, I'm going to be very surprised. That would be like, considering how many different opponents he's got here. It's weird, he played super normal in the first game that he had, and then like cheesed it up the next two.
Yeah. Well, I like that he does that, like that very decisive play. Look at Dark. Dark just cheesed really hard game one, and then game two it turned into that. But like I think that was partially his opponent's doing. But yeah, I think it can be tricky to cheese out a Terran player. There are things that you can do, like if they happen to go 3 command center, you go like Nidus or something.
Right.
Or some sort of roach push. You can catch them. You can just get the kill. But if like they didn't do that, and you're deciding before you can really tell, well, suddenly you might be really far behind.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some risks inherent here in trying to cheese Cure out of the series.
Yeah. Although I do think if they have to go toe-to-toe in just a long macro game, I'd say Cure may be slightly favored.
Might be, yeah.
Would you agree with that?
If he plays at the level that I consider him to actually be at, yeah. But if he does his, I literally am not even standing near my tanks while I push your 4th base and I lose them and I actually look like I'm in Gold League moves, then no.
Yeah. We're going to start this off on Curious Minds, guys. RagnaroK versus Cure here as we continue on into Group B. It starts right now.
I came for war.
Alpha X, RagnaroK. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Cure.
Pool first here for RagnaroK.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. It's going to be Barracks and Gas here for Cure. Yeah.
I wonder what the pool first is going to end up doing. I mean, you can just go into a macro build and use that as like a safety precaution. It's hard to say what his plan is at the moment.
Yeah, I think we're going to see in a little bit here.
Oh, look at that. RagnaroK actually has an offline winning record against Cure, 7-3.
Oh, that's funny. I would have thought it would have been the other way around, but...
Well, they've both been around for quite some time. And I guess thinking back, RagnaroK had a small peak in like 2015, right around SSL times, and like he was doing pretty darn well in that tournament. So yeah, there was definitely a period where he was better than Kier. Then I think, you know, he's been up and down since then. He's kind of like some sort of sine wave or something as far as how good he's been. It's like 1 year he'll actually be looking like up and coming, and the next year he might look like old, like you know, just not that good of a serve.
Yeah, just not
honestly.
that strong.
Yeah. It's yeah, definitely some inconsistencies in his play. But I think the more he goes towards aggression, the better it suits him, honestly. Even though he did have, like, not last year, but I want to say the year before. Things are getting a little bit fuzzy because it's like 12 years of GSL.
We've had
like
so much StarCraft 2 at this point in time.
Yeah, to place exactly which year I'm actually, for some of these, like, weaker memories of, like, I remember RagnaroK actually had 1 year where he was playing, like, big macro games and doing really well with them. And I want to say it was 2 years ago. But I could be 1 year off on that. It could have been like 3. But yeah, it seems like aggressive play suits him better.
Yeah, well, we had a couple Zergs like this. I mean, Sue was very good at pulling the trigger. I mean, I think he was more of like a tactical player and less of like a cheesy player. But
yeah,
you know, he got to the finals so many times and really made it work. By the way, that's a good scout, seeing that third barracks there.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, that's a fair point. And we've had very aggressive Zergs too, right? Like, I mean, look at Impact. And I'm not talking about him with his shirt off, but like just him as a player, right? Like one of the most aggressive Zergs. I would say that Impact peaked probably at third best Zerg in Korea at one point. Like he was solid. He was coming up. And
well, I think and I mean, I kind of get it. I think everybody sort of thinks like this. Like when you see somebody cheese a lot, like all the time, you kind of roll your eyes. You're like, you know, this person probably can't play macro games, but like we've had really cheesy world champions before, you know.
SOS twice.
SOS, yes. Partying in the past, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, it's just another way to play the game. It might make the game shorter, and that might aggravate players who really enjoy long macro games, but you can't deny it's, you know, it's a good way to approach it.
Yeah. Stim and combat shields on the way. Definitely a lot of units going to be fielded here. But Baneling Nest is coming out. A lot of lings are being created by RagnaroK now as well. And like you mentioned, like he saw the additional barracks. Did he see all 3 or did he just see 2?
He saw all 3.
Okay, that's pretty big. Because if you see 2, only 2, you have to question. You have to be like, okay, is this like a 2-on-1, like double medevac quick
maybe
stim?
he didn't. Maybe he just saw the 2. Now that I'm looking at how far the ling got up there. But he would have seen that it's a third barracks making. It wouldn't have been the second one, right?
Well, I mean, you don't know exactly what build
true.
your opponent is using, but, you know, 2 very different builds. It seems like, no, I think he might have seen all 3 because the way he's playing right now.
Yeah, he certainly seems to be preparing for an attack.
If you think there's medevacs out, you'll already have an evolution chamber and you'll be going up to 7 queens ASAP. But here it's just like massling. And massling doesn't work as well against medevacs, but against this, like you get the surround. Oh boy, you're ahead.
And so he's going to be coming up here. Now, there's Banes on the way. Keep in mind, there's no medevac. So, I mean, these Marines can't run away. Well, they can run away. They can stim run away, but they can't be scooped up and relocated.
Yeah, not really fast enough to fully run away. Like, you got to take this engagement correctly. Now, RagnaroK has stayed outside of the vision of that scan with the vast majority of his army. He can take that right now.
Yeah, he actually should go for it.
Yeah, if he can actually eliminate that many Marines, he's just ahead.
Yeah, he might just win off the back of that. He's going to get up here in time. He is!
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, he gets the surround. Pretty sick right there. Moving those... the Zergling's up, trying to keep him back, and the Baneling's coming up to help him finish that off as well.
Yeah, he just gets decimated there.
Yeah.
Thinks otherwise about trying to push up the ramp.
Yeah, and even though you see that this is value-wise very similar, I say that RagnaroK is ahead from that. Like, I think that was much better for him than for Kier. Like, that was everything Kier was really building into. So now his actual mass of units is very small. He starts his 3rd command center now, but there was supposed to be a push with medevacs and tanks. That can't happen now. Because you have to hit critical mass with the Marines, and I just don't think he's going to be able to really hit that. Like, okay, he can fly out with these 2 medevacs and do harassment and push back creep and everything, but that's normal. That's not what this build was meant to do.
That was a catastrophic failure for the start of the game there.
I think so.
I mean, that's about as bad as anything that could have happened. And so, Yeah, man. Like, let's see if he can recover. But right now, I feel like this is a real easy game here for RagnaroK, to be honest with you. Like, just shutting down a timing attack like that, and then just comfortably continuing to grow. I mean, it's the best you could ever ask for.
Now,
by the way, I'm not a huge fan of this build. We've seen a couple Terrans do this, 3-rack stim into
you don't see it that much against Zerg, right?
But didn't we have it yesterday? Somebody did this?
TVP they did, yeah.
Oh, no, that's right. Of course.
TVP, it's like semi-popular. Kieran and Beyond do it a fair amount. We saw Maru do it yesterday.
I feel like we only see Beyond do this, but I feel like it's not that effective.
Yeah, you don't see it against Zerg really very often at all. And the thing is, you're supposed to be able to get home with it too. Like, what are the odds that you just make a bunch of Stim Marines, you walk across and you win the game with them? Like, if you do, like, your opponent was so out to lunch on what was going on at the pro level, like, that it shouldn't occur. So I think that overextension there, definitely problematic.
Okay. Tries to come in here and gets driven back out. There's a really big attack happening down here over at the soon-to-be 5th base. Now, again, we always have to go back to all those Marines that were killed off early on. Is Terran going to have enough to really make a dent here on this base? I will say the tanks are very nicely positioned. Looks like he does get the denial on the hatchery.
Very nice. Very nice. This is exactly the type of play you need right now. And honestly, his medevac Marine has been very strong so far. He's doing a really great job with it. Like, he's whittled down, he's killed Overlords, he's gotten rid of some creep, whittled down the Baneling count a little bit, killed a fair amount of Zerglings. Has to be feeling good about that.
Might have been a little bit too greedy there from RagnaroK to do that. Try to get another base like that over there, especially when he was countering with the Lings. If you win a fight like that, I think counterattacking isn't really the way to go. I think what you want to do is actually just wait for their next attack and kill that too. Basically just win every battle, and then it's going to be your turn eventually to try to take the fight.
Certainly one way to play. 2-2 on the way. +2 just starting here for Cure. Hydralisk Den coming up. That 4th base is going to be finishing up at the top. About 11:30 or so. Right, not bad from RagnaroK. Does pull back in time there. Wow, that's a lot of Lingbane. Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very, very tough fight to try to get to this 12 o'clock base. RagnaroK continuing to just power up right here. But I think Cure's showing a lot of restraint, not overextending. Same backer. It looks like he might be sending a drone to the bottom left. Oh, maybe not. There's actually a small drop over here.
Another little pickup. It looks like RagnaroK coming around that side right now with some Lingbane.
So he's going to continue to make a couple more Hydras over here. And I like this counterattack here. Doesn't actually connect on any SCVs. Would have been nice if he had jumped on that tank there.
Good idea, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And you're kind of keeping the fear of God in him.
Yeah.
Can come in from that side at any moment. The map is very big.
Okay, he's going to come in once more.
Second factory on the way.
You can see Kier's having a tough time kind of making any grounds here, but he did at least keep him on 4 bases. Looks like that 5th is finally going to be remade here.
Yeah. I mean, I was super not a fan of his opener, but I think he's playing very solid since then. But now that the Hydralisk count is getting up there and he's getting Hydralisk range right now, he's about to have 2-2. A lot of Lingbane Hydra. It's going to be hard to push in. Second factory is not that fast. He doesn't have that many tanks, so easier said than done actually getting a real attack off.
Okay, another attack's going to come in here now. Again, the tank placement is so good here from Cure. It makes it so inefficient to try to attack in. And it looks like we're getting closer and closer to the Terran actually trying to push up here. Nice pickups.
A lot of Lingbane coming around, and is he actually going to be able to reach? Wow, what a great pullback on that back group of Marines at 1 Siege Tank, holding ground here for Cure. Very well done.
All right, another attack in here.
Oops. Liberator's not that great against Lingbane.
Yeah, Cure's done a good job pushing this creep back for now. Again, it is still Cure on 3 bases. It looks like his 4th is about to be taken in the upper right, kind of above this base over here.
tanks being pumped 2 at a time right now. That +1 almost done for them as well. Cure pretty quick. Like, he's really on top of all of his groups. We're not seeing anything just disappear to Ling Bane running in. 2 more Liberators on the way. That's kind of interesting. Like, I mean, is he going to use Liberator tank like the combo to push forward? That is a possibility. Maybe he just sends them out to harass 2 locations while he does a push.
Yeah, I would imagine he's probably going to do more something like that than use them to help push. I think just kind of wedging them behind the minerals and, you know.
You're probably right, but I feel like Hydras do a reasonable job cleaning them, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. If he has Hydras already. I mean, if it's just spores, I feel like the Zerg has to have so much time just kind of micromanaging it and chasing the Liberator around that a lot of times, you know, they're not able to micro their Banelings and everything else on the map.
Yeah. All right, another great position here for Kier. RagnaroK having a hard time. He's not really able to engage against this. Kier spreading those tanks once again. Double Liberator going around the map for some harassment. Double Viper is being made. Now, as the Vipers come out, he can start to erode these positions, right? You can blinding cloud the tanks and run in, or you can start harpooning them. Either way. But it seems like it might be a little bit late. There's a possibility Kier gets this hatchery before we get any Vipers really in on the action.
Yeah, I feel like Kier is just kind of outplaying right now. All right, he's just going to come right in on top of these spores. He does not really care if he's going to lose the Liberators. And so he's won. He's taken that base out up there at 12.
It's unfortunate his Liberator shift click into position did not work out for him. We have Lurkers starting to join in. So, you know, to say one thing about this, if he really gets, like he gets, you know, the spines and everything,
dude.
bro speed.
I think they call it bro speed.
And bro speed. But yeah, if he gets Lurker Viper really going, you can be down a little bit. Like Lurker Viper, controlled correctly, is super cost efficient. You don't necessarily need to be bigger than Terran to win from that position. You just need to be very good with that, with those 2 units. So there's still, yeah, there's still potential here for RagnaroK, even though it does feel like Kier is outdoing him.
So, you know, I think Kier's done like a pretty immaculate job, honestly, pushing. This is some of the best pushing we've had this season.
Yeah.
RagnaroK is continuing to grow into the bottom, but I think if this push over here on this base right now succeeds, I think that we're probably going to see RagnaroK tap out in a little bit here.
Well, we shall see. 3 Vipers are out, 6 Lurkers. 14 tanks, man, is so scary. Like, you really got to start working to get rid of that.
Yeah, that's so many tanks, dude.
But look at this, he's going to start killing them.
Yeah, he gets 2.
Yeah.
But again, it's a lot more to go. You can already see double the number of tanks are going to come in again. He gets another one.
And there goes another. And I mean, yeah, I think he is going to probably lose this hatchery. But I think if he does not throw everything he has, oh my God, what are these Marines doing? This is craziness. Maybe he can break it though.
Yeah, you know what? The angle with the Lurkers was just bad enough, and he does break it. Oh wow, and now he's going to be over by these 2 Evo chambers. I didn't even notice those were there until that hatchery was going to destroy it. He can end up stopping the upgrades.
Oh, that would be very annoying to deal with. More Lurkers coming out. Lings as well, pushing everything back, trying to get on top of some of these siege tanks. He just GG's. That was, you know, after losing that first group of Marines, Kier just played out of his mind. Like, that definitely didn't feel good. And I'm impressed. Like, every little harassment he did, all the pressure he kept on, the pushes with the tanks, great positioning, really abused RagnaroK every time he tried to clear it. And RagnaroK, I don't know if I want to see him play Ling Bane Hydra, to be honest. He's much more of a Ling Bane Muta guy.
I agree.
Yeah, I think he's much better with the Muta tech.
I think that when you're going up against Kier, he's going to punish you if you don't have a more, you know, just a good way to engage, basically. You know, Ling Bane Muta, you can really take a fight to the Terran, but a really quick Terran player, you know, if you don't have any Mutas in the group, they can really just play runaway.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Next map going to be Hardwire. This was RagnaroK's choice. Let's see if he can do a bit better.
All right, guys. Game 2. Let's go.
I came for war.
Alpha X, RagnaroK. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Cure.
Okay, let's keep in mind that that was a win that Cure had after he had one of the worst starts of a game with his build.
Yeah.
He had a ton of Marines that came out with Stim. The Lings totally surrounded them and killed them off, and he was fine.
Yeah, he traded about as well as he could with the Marines, considering. But certainly, I did not like that for him. I think he definitely wanted to just add to his mass and do a better push, but his harassment was great. His pressure was great. It was a very well-played game. It looks like Kier is playing well today. Even though, I mean, sometimes you lose in early group of units like that, but he recovered. Fantastic.
But that's like really a testament to how strong he is as a player, right?
Yeah.
Is that like he has like basically the worst start for that kind of build. Like if you're just going to try to cut corners and power up and get a bunch of Marines right away, and then you lose them all and you still end up winning in a late game push, that's pretty impressive.
But yeah, I think RagnaroK needs to play more towards his strengths. Lingbane Hydra, like he wasn't clearing anything well enough.
Yeah.
You have to have that capacity to look at a position and know exactly how much you need to break it. Because when you're going in to break it and you don't quite, excuse me, you don't quite break it, it's the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah.
Like committing to a break and not getting it.
Okay, here comes that Reaper now. Try to go for some of these Lings and drones here. And yeah, let's see if there's anything kind of interesting RagnaroK's going to try to do this time around. He was cheesy earlier here, but in that last game, he seemed to want to basically just play a macro game.
Yeah.
I agree with what you said, though, Artosis. I think that it's much better to try to get mutas. I think it's gonna serve him better.
He's actually really good with Lingbane Muta. Like if he's playing macro games,
Yeah.
he's quite good with it. So I really wouldn't mind to see something like that. It shuts down drops a lot better than Hydras do. Puts on more counter pressure than Hydras do.
Yeah.
I mean, Hydras have their place. It's not as popular as it used to be, but it has its place.
I think it's harder to pull off in general. We got 20 Lings, 22
Dude,
Lings being made, by the way.
Yeah. And this is against Reactor Hellion 3 Command Center.
Yeah.
Not sure that I like this, honestly, from RagnaroK.
Yeah, this may backfire.
Yeah.
But let's see. I mean, it's ultimately going to come down to if you get a surround or not. I think he already just sort of identified what's happening.
Well, his Hellions are sitting on the inside, and
Yeah.
we
He
don't
did
have
pull the
any
SCVs and
SCVs
mules.
in the natural. Like, he's playing so turtled, it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, no, hold on. He needs to raise that up. He sees one Ling. Now, if RagnaroK could kind of like fake this out, like not come out too soon, I think he could still dive in with Lings and get a surround. The problem, though, and you pointed this out earlier, Artosis, is that, I mean, Hellions beat Lings, you know,
Yeah.
if they're going to be controlled correctly.
Yeah, this did not work for RagnaroK. He does have that group still on the side. He hasn't wasted them or anything, but every moment he waits, they're losing value, right? A lot of that could have been drones. He could have a much better economy right now, and that's just not the case.
So he never really committed with those Lings. He stayed back, and Cure just going to power up. His third base is about to be taken. Cure staying very tech-heavy here, continuing to get Hellions and get Cloak here for Banshees.
A couple Hellions moving out, leaving a couple of them. This is such a defensive spot that we're seeing from Cure. I actually don't understand what's going on. I don't know.
I think they both have a bad read. Well, I think Cure especially.
But,
Oh,
okay, catches those two.
Oh, man.
Like, well, not even. Like, normally the Hellions will move out, and they just did not this time.
well, I mean, it worked out in the end, right? Because those Lings came in late.
Totally. Like, I mean, Cure, I think, is in a much better spot here. I just don't know how he did that. Like, how do you He did not see many Lings. He saw like 6 Lings kill his Reaper. That's not crazy.
Yeah.
He didn't see the other Lings come out, and he just sat there.
Maybe he did see it and we missed it. I don't know. But it's impressive he stayed
didn't.
back.
Like, he didn't. I don't know. All right, now the Hellions kind of running in here are going to get pretty surrounded. So all that safety tasteless almost loses them there. The Banshees come.
This is a good spot to try to hide him. They are going to ultimately get surrounded. Looks like one Hellion is going to live through that.
Yeah, not sure how much more damage these Banshees will end up getting.
Okay. And at this point in time, that third base being taken pretty quickly here, and a lot of Lings being made that really didn't do that much, I feel like Terran's in a very healthy position. I think this is going to be an even tougher cure to deal with if they start to push out.
Yeah, yeah. I see nothing wrong with how he's going about this right now. That fourth base is being taken from RagnaroK, that very forward fourth base that we see so often. I feel like we've seen a million games on Hardwire where like the Marines come out in the medevacs and sit behind those minerals and then pop up and down. See if that's how he's going to go about this once again. Fifth base being taken on the right-hand side as well.
We have had a lot of games where the Terran will push up on this, in these positions at least, you'll push up onto the left side of the map and try to get behind that base.
Yeah. And
shell it from the low ground. So we can watch for that here now.
He's definitely going to do that right this second. He has a tank and a bunch of Marines.
Yeah.
All right, the Banshees will help to force these Lings back. Hydralisk Den once again. Actually, I think that... I still would have liked to see Muta, but we'll see how he does with it. A lot of pressure on this fourth hatchery.
Yeah, the Queens are... excuse me, the Queens are going to come up here. I think they can actually just start to hit the tank. But again, you can see how difficult this is for the Zerg to deal with here in this spot.
Yeah. Not going to be mining that from there for now. A couple more medevacs headed up, maybe towards the main base. I'm not sure if he knows about that pit. He will soon, I guess.
And, I mean, this is overall pretty scary here. Because Cure can come in here now and try to hit this base over here on the side. I like the Cure also not overcommitting, by the way, back there. We see a lot of Terrans do that where they just try to hold their ground for too long. He got his damage in, and then he got right out.
Nice little run in here, picking off as many of those Lings as possible. Ferries them up into the main. Not really going to find too much here, I think.
Yeah.
Hydra's coming in, picking them off very quickly.
And by the way, it's going to be that same style again from the last game here for RagnaroK.
Yeah. Let's see how quickly that second factory gets added. Yeah, that was really part of the key of defeating RagnaroK last time. But RagnaroK doing a good job holding on to all these bases. Feels like Cure's harassment not quite as effective as what we saw in the previous game.
Yeah, Cure continuing to power up here. Going to get that fourth base now. And we have upgrades continue to flow out on both sides. I do think that Terran push is coming here. Actually, I think it's going to be happening right now.
Looks that way.
The same spot we saw that fight be taken at earlier on.
A very small little group of Marines here getting pushed back, but he's drawing the attention to that side. That's going to allow him to get into a better position on the left. Oh, goes right past that Ling. RagnaroK's in trouble, man. He's way out of position. He's starting to bring units over here. I think he realizes now what's going on.
Yeah. And this is going to be tough, man. This is going to be very difficult to deal with. A lot of medevacs over here now to help give some support. I think 1,000% this hatchery is going to go down.
Yeah.
Small counterattack coming out here, but one thing I like about Cure, he always has a couple tanks and Marines back at home. So if the counterattack isn't huge, like it's not everything that you have, you're not going to be able to hold it.
Yeah. Well, that was a fantastic push. He is going to continue forward, but he hasn't reinforced, whereas, you know, obviously the entire time RagnaroK is. Can RagnaroK, like, plow through this at this point? Maybe send a flanking force out, hit at the same time from both angles, Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He has a lot of units to the south of this push. Here we go. Starts coming from both sides.
This is a lot, and I think it's going to get sandwiched very nicely. A lot of the infantry do manage to escape. They're actually going to hop up on top, dealing damage from above. Meanwhile, another push over here on the right side of the map.
Yeah, new 5th base does get canceled over there. Going to continue to push down, but if the entire army goes over to that side, it feels like it should be able to knock out Kier's push here as well.
Well, he's going to siege up over here pretty nicely. And again, he's just doing such a good job juggling this infantry. In fact, he might even be able to get a kill on that. He does, dude. That's huge.
All right, Spire is coming up right now. Let's see. I've never seen someone go Ling Bane Hydra into Muta. Okay, it's Greater Spire. That makes a lot more sense.
Well, that got cleaned up pretty, pretty easily there.
Yeah. Eventually, you're going to lose track of something. Kier does have his 4th base up. He's making more command centers here as well. Double siege tank at a time. But it's kind of an interesting ad to put in some Broodlords against the double factory siege tank. That actually should work better than the Lurkers did, right?
Yeah.
Takes a long time to get Lurker range and burrow speed. And then, I mean, the Broods, it's like, the Broodlings just really screw up tanks.
Yeah, well, there's not a whole lot of recourse the tanks have with that, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the one way that you can actually kind of like club down a really fortified position that Terran has.
You can't really run under the Broods either because there's so many Ling Bane that you'll just get punished for that. So, yeah, not something that we see that often with this. I'm excited for it, actually. This is going to be cool.
All right, another attack up here. He's going to siege up. And even Marauders over here in the front. Hydra's still staying here in the back. He can at least get that one gas. I don't think he can get the other gas from there. But he does take out that one extractor. A little bit annoying here for the Zerg.
Yeah, picks the queen up too. Might want to do some yoinks on these tanks. Yeah, pulls it forward. Picks that off very quickly. Making it very hard for Kier to actually continue this push. Only one siege tank remains. Not for long either.
All right, get yoinked over there.
No corruptors have been made yet, by the way. So, no broods yet. This little group not going to be able to cancel that hatchery, it looks like. Tries to transport them over to this 4th base once again.
Yeah, I gotta say, it seems like RagnaroK's kind of fighting through this.
Yeah.
We should point out, though, that at the bottom right, Terran's already continuing to grow into that. So Terran is not, even though Terran hasn't been wiping out that many bases, the Terran's also continuing to grow. If he can get one tank that's going to be in range of that hatchery, and it looks like that's happening right now. A little bit too close, but you need to get what I'm saying.
Yeah. There are Broodlords that are starting to be made now.
Yeah, do we know where they are at? I can't talk.
I think they're probably in front of the natural. I think that's where his main rally is. So
yeah, I think you're probably right.
Not entirely sure, but as those broods come over, I think this is going to become a lot harder. Like, there are some ghosts being made, but not enough yet to really deal with broods.
But if he could get over here, oh, looks like the broods are just now hatching. Hatchery at half health, but it looks like in the nick of time, he is going to be able to fight this off. Another tank's going to come in here. This one, again, in range of the hatchery, but I think the Broodlords are just going to click that down.
Yeah, now look at this.
Oh, hold on. There's nothing underneath here.
Oh, God.
He could actually run. If you don't have Banes underneath it, you will just lose the Broodlords.
That's another group of units right there. Okay, he does bring them down to fight. The Corruptors, by the way, doing a good job picking off some of these medevacs.
Yeah.
Just needs a little bit more here. The Broodlord's going to be able to push everything back. Kier has to evacuate the area. Does not end up getting that base. I think that RagnaroK has weathered everything enough that I'm liking where he's at, but this transition into Ghosts is pretty smooth.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world for Kier, for sure.
What's he got, 5 Ghosts already?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, even more than that, my God.
Yeah, well, this might just snap these broods so quickly.
Yeah. 7 Ghosts, more on the way, popping out. He has 4 Tech Lab barracks at the moment, so... Scan going down.
All right, another Ghost just going to come up here. He might just try to nuke this base. Yeah. Let's see how fast RagnaroK can react. He's also got a little drop coming in over here.
Oh my God! If he doesn't notice
okay,
this,
no, he does. He does. He's pulling out.
oh, gets it just in time there. No
That's so
nuke
crazy
lands.
how close that was.
Yeah.
It's like that nuke's gonna land on map 3. Okay.
It actually went back and landed on map 1. That's how close it was. 3 plays now corrupted.
Yeah.
All right, Fusion Core coming up. So it looks like Liberator range is likely what's going to be coming next.
Okay.
Another factory coming up as well. Blue Flame. Ah, I think that we're going to see Cure do what we've seen from Maru a bit and from Ryung as well, where you're going to start going more towards the higher-end mech units as the game gets longer.
Big blinding clouds
Jeez
coming down
Louise.
here. Every tank is covered.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's just too much.
And he will run through everything, turns around with what he's got left after the siege tanks are gone.
Kira leaves that position humiliated. The Broodlords are still out and about.
I like that. He leaves humiliated. Morale is low
Morale
on this
is
army.
low for him, man.
It's one thing I can promise you, Tasteless. I will never competitively play any RTS that has morale actually
I hate
affect
that kind
units.
of stuff. There are a couple that are like that too.
There are games like that, absolutely. My morale is low enough playing StarCraft, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a good game to ruin your morale for sure. It's a humbling game.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's keep in mind we're running out of map. Terran's taking the whole lower third, Zerg's taking the whole upper third. That just leaves 2 bases left, one on the center left, one on the center right. This could be a game where ultimately the Zerg is going to mine out a little bit before the Terran and is then going to be strained to take these more central bases.
Just pick up there on the Ghost. Liberators being set up all over the place. Yeah, this is transforming into a very different game than where we were at before. A lot of Broodlords have been made at this point. Thor is being added in, just every upgrade imaginable going up here for Cure as well. Let's see how many Thors he actually ends up making. I remember, you know, there was this little time period where we saw Maru screwing around with Liberator Thor against Zerg. And I mean, he got Liberator range, right? He has a fair amount of Liberators. He's adding in some Thors. I don't think he's going to go for that composition, but I remember when we saw that a few times. It really was interesting.
Well, here we go. Huge Baneling attack in here. There's so many.
The blinding clouds, absolute insanity there.
Yeah, so many tanks just wiped. It means the Banelings can really move very freely right now.
The
really good
Banelings
kiting, by the way.
Yeah, the Banelings keep going back and forth. They're hemming and hawing on where to go exactly. A lot of the Broodlords take a ton of damage here, but are still alive.
I mean, he's actually managed to take out the central base. There is a small drop over here, but it's not enough with the Queens able to fight this off. And we're starting to see RagnaroK really push back. Now, RagnaroK has a decent amount of gas banked up, but it's not an insane amount, right? I mean, that's where a lot of those Banes came from, is just having an absurd amount of gas.
All right, the Liberators actually do a job there and get some more damage on the Broods, pick a couple off there as well. The defensive nuke does not make the front page of Reddit. And yeah, kills off another command center here. RagnaroK really kind of taking control of a lot of the map. Does have a better bank as well, but don't forget, like this type of Broodlord army, you get out of position for a moment, it's gonna blow up.
Yeah. All right, he's trying to get these Broods, really the bane of his existence here. The Hydra's coming in here now. They're going to mow down a lot of those Vikings. Here we go, big snipes onto the Broods. All very low. I think I see only 4 remaining right now. Now 3.
Yeah, RagnaroK getting his back broken here, it looks like.
Yeah.
More Banes are coming out, but he's lost most of his army a little bit too far forward there. And Kira with a great engagement, but as the Banelings finish up, he does start to run back.
Man, I mean, it seems like he's actually fought him off, but a lot of the important tech here for the Zerg has been killed. I mean, 2 Broodlords is just never the right number. Like, you need to have a handful of them. or the broodlings are not interfering with movement on the ground. They're not that good.
It's
so
quite true. It's actually, it's like one is pretty weak.
One is hilarious.
You actually do have to mass. When people say they hate mass broodlords, well, you know what? You'd hate even more is one or two.
One broodlord, yeah.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad alone.
Yeah.
I guess you could set it up in some situations like a liberator, like over an inner line. That's about it, man. That's the only thing I can think of.
Just slowly chuck him down there.
Oh, look at this. He's going for the TY setup. Turret Liberator Ghost. That is a TY special for TVZ.
Yeah, I like it. Well, you know, for the time being, it's going to be a little bit of an advantage here for RagnaroK. Can he try to push his edge here? He's going to come in with so many Hydras, Lings, and Banes. I think Cure might die, like right here.
Yeah, it's possible. He's going to lose another command center for sure.
Yeah, and all the SCVs are going to be over there with that as well.
Yeah, the income of Cure like was okay for a minute there. He does have some command centers still left over, but the Hydra's just getting a little bit too strong. RagnaroK's still maxed out. I think that's game tastes. I think we go to match 3.
I think we are going to go to match 3, Artosis. Quite the epic TVZ here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it's going to last much longer. At this rate, he's going to push into the production facilities.
Well, the Ling Hydra, I don't think they're going to be stopped. Cure is microing his heart out here, trying to make something happen. Again, his income is still like pretty solid. It's just, can he field a big enough army to ever do anything again in this game? Because RagnaroK has a lot of the map right now, and even if he loses these units, feels like he's just always going to have more supply.
Yeah. Cure is really putting up quite a fight, though, man.
Yeah,
give him that much.
No doubt about that.
He's going to get his closure on killing those broodlings. Broodlords, excuse me.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. He'll find solace in that.
Not sure how much, though.
Okay, he's going to be chased away once more. I guess Terran's still in this for a little bit longer, but again, you know, Zerk's just going to spend that money, come in here with a bigger army and smash it.
Well, he just spent the money on 29 Banes and so many Zerglings.
He's not even going to wait for the Banes, too. Just come in here, grab the Marauders, Artosis.
Yeah,
you don't see that every day.
Grab anything you can.
Anything you see, just get it. GG, there it is.
Okay, okay. So, tied up 1-1. That was a cool game. I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it, yeah.
The Lingbane Hydra into the Broods. The Broods actually did a good job. The transition to Ghosts was not, well, it was a little bit slow, so the Broodlords kind of broke that big tank push that he had on that one base. He was gaining value there consistently on the right side.
Right.
What base was that, like base 5?
I think it was base 5, yeah.
Yeah, and he had killed base 4. If he had been able to pick off base 5, likely the game is going to go to him, but the Broodlords were in time. I liked that little twist from RagnaroK. Well done, thinking on his feet. And now we're off to 2,000 atmospheres.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm not sure he's going to take this. I think RagnaroK did do an impressive job, kind of taking advantage of the map and the distances there. Funny, Cure having a much smoother opening still wasn't able to push through and crush him that time around.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're ready for game 3 with RagnaroK versus Cure. Let's go.
Came for war.
Alpha X, RagnaroK. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Cure.
All right. Well, this has been a great series. We were going pretty fast through some of the other games earlier today here.
Another pool first, by the way.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. Really interesting to see this repeatedly happen from RagnaroK.
Yeah. So, Yeah, man. I keep wondering. Let's not forget as well, RagnaroK actually made a bunch of lings at the start of that last game. Was kind of hoping to spring
That's
an
right.
attack on.
I had forgotten about that.
Yeah.
And Kier somehow was like a mind reader and just sat back with
That
Hellions.
was kind of insane just watching that, where he just
Yeah.
sort of reacted perfectly.
And RagnaroK still was able to come back and grind that one out. That was a really great game. It really was. Very nice. RagnaroK has kind of a funny face on right now. I think he's not entirely happy.
But I just want to point out that set of lings being made, because RagnaroK does seem to be today more inclined to try to end the game fast. Like, you make a bunch of lings like that, you're not really eager to go into late game.
Oh, you're definitely hoping for some damage.
Yeah, yeah. So we may have something like that again coming up here.
Reaper going to catch this one. And it is a factory going up. We'll see if he goes for that third command center once again, like last game.
It wouldn't surprise me if he did.
Attack. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the most solid powering macro build, right? Is Reactor, Hellion, third command. Such a popular one. It was like Innovation's only build for so long.
Yeah, it's definitely a good build to copy if you want to just like ladder.
Absolutely.
You want to just grind.
Yeah.
Just get a good solid macro build.
And there it is. He's doing it once again.
Okay.
No big surprise.
I do think this map Terran could push a little bit more easily than the last one. Even though I think that Terran can get that cool position kind of behind that 5th base on the low ground, I do think it's a pretty long travel distance.
Yeah.
So this Reaper's not going to be able to get up there. Ling speed about to finish. Should be a kind of a slow start to the game unless Zerk decides to do something pretty cheesy.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And let's see if he goes into... Do you think he'll go Banshee here? Like, there is the chance that he goes into, like, Battlecruiser. We haven't seen it much lately, but this originally was, like, the Battlecruiser map when it first came out.
Right. Yeah, I wonder if we'll have that. I feel like
I don't think so.
In my memory, I don't feel like here does the Battlecruiser stuff anywhere near as much as the other Terrans, right?
Yeah. I'm not remembering much of it.
I guess there's a...
Oh, we have an alarm going off.
There's a fire alarm in the building. So this is not the first time this has happened.
Yeah, I wonder what it is. There's supposed to actually be like a typhoon / hurricane tonight.
Oh, that could be it.
Could be that.
Just sit tight, guys. We'll tell you if there's a problem.
Yeah. And
so I think for those of you guys at home, I don't think you can hear that, or maybe it's picking up in my mic, but
yeah, it's quite a loud siren though. Actually.
Yeah, it is. It's really making it hard to cast over, to be totally honest.
Yeah, it's quite loud, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have someone from production come check it out and see if we can figure out what the deal is. But again, if I were you guys for now, just sit tight. If you need to leave the building, we'll let you know.
Well, right now 1-1 on the way here for RagnaroK, so pretty solid macro build. Stim starts. Cloak and Banshees as well as these Hellions. Third command center going over to land.
Yeah. And, you know, I think that especially after that last game, went as well as it did, maybe RagnaroK wants to do more of kind of like just a standard solid play. You know what I mean? More macro it up, try to go toe-to-toe.
I mean, honestly, I want to see him play some Lingbane Muta here today. Like, I actually am a fan of his Lingbane Muta. I think he plays it really well.
It is weird he hasn't done it at all.
Well, I mean, it's standard enough that maybe you're like, well, Kira is a little bit better than me, and that's what you probably practice against the most, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So there is something to be said for that.
All right, so it looks like that alarm got turned off, guys. I think there's no reason to be worried. We're back.
Right. Oh. I actually want an update as to what that might have been.
Yeah, I wonder what that was.
But yeah, it's I wonder if there's like a crazy storm outside right now, because it was brewing, man. It's been windy as hell all day, and we're like in monsoon season now, I guess.
Yeah, man. I was always blown away when I first moved here and discovered how intense monsoon season was.
Yeah, we get a couple weeks of absolutely pouring rain. Like, just insanity.
Okay, so these lings are going to come in here now.
Yeah, actually taking a pretty good trade here. That is a
Yeah.
lot of fried lings.
Yeah, this is like a really good angle. The Lings just can't get in the right surface area, and he actually loses that fight. This is kind of crazy, man.
It's funny that the drones came back. He's like, yeah, I got it. No, you don't.
No, you do
really,
not.
truly don't. And that
Yeah.
became so much better since he got 5 more drones.
Yeah.
And he's still got 4 Hellions. Oh my god. This was quite nice for Kier. Banshee's still flying around. Let's see what this one can do. No, not much. Just
Yeah,
gonna
it's
sit.
too low on HP.
Just gonna visit that space shark. Well, I guess here it's not a space shark. It's an underwater shark.
Yeah,
a normal
it's a
shark.
shark.
Yeah.
Okay. This is I don't know. The game goes on, I guess. I think a pretty big win there early on for Kier. Now he's going to go for a drop. Looks like he wants to try to come up here towards where 12 o'clock is, clear out creep. It is going to get spotted by this one Zergling by the tower.
Not able to get in with that Banshee quite yet either. Couple mines coming up. Armory is on the way. So we'll continue those upgrades. Very nice creep clearing. A lot of healthy tumors that he's getting rid of.
Yeah. And it looks like it's not going to have too much effect here on the ground. I don't see another pair of medevacs out here, but I wouldn't mind seeing them also just drop into the main or something like that.
I think the Banshee's actually up in the main right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Still trying to get
Banshee
some damage.
somehow still not dead, man. It's
I know.
been so low on HP for so long.
Can't kill what you can't see, Tasteless.
That's right. All right, another little push in here. Tries to clear out that last creep tumor. Doesn't quite work.
Gonna pick up and get out of there.
And there's another base being taken here at 3 o'clock. So he's going to send another drop out over in that direction.
And that very red Banshee looks like it's not going to survive too much longer. The Queens finally do take it down.
Looks like Burrow's about to finish getting upgraded here.
Oh, I didn't notice he got Burrow.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. We don't see it that often.
No, no.
You know, I've always felt like there's no reason why you should just get it every game.
Dude, we've been saying it
You
since
know?
like literally the beginning of Wings of Liberty, and I always thought it would evolve more and quicker. Like, obviously this game plays out a little bit differently. StarCraft 2, it's like a little bit wider where all the units move, so it's a little bit harder to catch things with the Burrow.
Yeah.
But still, like, I mean, we were all, like, everyone who played StarCraft 1 was pretty sure that was going to be a big thing, like burrowed banelings. And it gets used, but not that much.
By the way, guys, quick update. The alarm that went off, it was just a malfunction, so everything's fine.
Oh, malfunction.
Back to gaming. So sorry about that, interrupting the games. So we got more movement coming out here. But I feel like as time passes, we're seeing these little attacks, these little jabs from Kier being less and less effective. But yeah, whenever I see Burrow, like, just delaying even like a command center from landing for a little bit, I feel like it's totally worth it.
Totally, yeah. It's kind of like DT Blink. Like, it's not doesn't take much to pay for itself.
Yeah.
People don't get it, but
And,
like,
and if you can even leverage in like one circumstance, like where they scan and you DT blink out, or in this case you force them to scan, so you kill the burrowed link, it's like already paid for itself.
feels pretty
So
reasonable there. Yeah.
I'm just kind of amazed we don't always see it every time.
Yeah.
And I think we see it more and more nowadays, but I do think we have games where they don't research Burrow, right?
Well, Leenock, most games they don't, but Leenock was actually getting pretty into it before military. Like, we saw a good amount of Burrow from him, I felt like, but no one else really comes to mind as like a heavy Burrow user in Korea. I don't know, maybe in 12 more years.
Yeah. Oh, dude, big kill there.
You know, that is a funny thing, by the way, in StarCraft. This is like a real thing where people are doing so much. To add something like that in becomes so difficult, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think it's easy to look at the game from afar and be like, oh, well, why don't you just also get this thing? And it's like, you know how many things I'm actually doing at once right now?
Totally. Stuff like that happens all the time. People are always asking StarCraft 1, why don't we see ghosts used? Aren't those really good? It's like, in theory, but no one's quick enough to do it. Like, there's just too much going on.
Well, also, you know, 100, what is it, 100 gas for ghosts?
75.
75 gas. Oh, that's cheaper than I thought.
Dude, it's like, if anyone was quick enough, it would actually be really good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the funny thing. And StarCraft 2 moves at an even faster pace than StarCraft 1.
Yeah, yeah, you're trying to like burrow stuff everywhere. It's like, well, you also have to hit all your injects and spread your creep nonstop, and
Yeah.
you know, all these different things. And you know, obviously people have gotten past that, but there's a lot of things going on. StarCraft's tough.
It's a hard game, man. So we're getting to that point where like a lot of Banes have been made, and I think Zerg's going to start looking for a fight.
Yeah, we're beyond that point, too. So it's like there is so many Banes out. Lurkers are being added in, Adrenal, just kind of getting all the different upgrades. Kira's on 4 base, so pretty healthy.
Yeah.
A lot of command centers being made, Ghost being added in.
Snipes that 1-2 and runs back. All right, he's going to draw that mine shot out. Good on Bro there.
Yeah, doesn't
And
quite get the mine hit he's looking for right there.
I mean, he's just got so much that, yeah, there's no way that he's going to have that position over there. I feel like Cure's lost control of the map overall.
Yeah, yeah. There is a lot of Ling Bane out here. And I think that there's maybe still some potential here, right? Like, he's adding Ghosts, and he's actually still getting a decent amount of siege tanks. So there's always the chance that, like, RagnaroK Armani's this game, where he just starts throwing units away. Like, he tries to kill and throws units away. And then there's also, you know, as you go from, like, a Ling Bane composition into Lurker, sometimes you find positions that are a little bit soft. Because the Ling Bane doesn't necessarily tank that much for the Lurker. And a lot of times Zergs will, like, overestimate the strength of a defensive position. So we definitely see that happen from time to time. So, you know, Cure, he's still in it.
So, Terran's now taking this base over here at 9 o'clock. This is going to be a tough one to hold. Very close to the Zerg's creep. The bottom right 3 bases, also not that easy for Terran to get. We're going to start to see Terran get a little bit strained here. Doesn't mean you can't go half map, half map. It is possible, but at the same time, only a few Terrans in the whole world can really do it. Like Maru, you know, TY.
Yeah, Maru does it. We've seen Bunny do it when he gets in those positions. And I think Cure can probably take quite a few bases.
I think so. Ooh.
I'm still not exactly sure what his late game plan is going to be. Like, look, he's getting vehicle weapons, drilling claws, okay, 3-3, obviously. Lots of command centers. That's very trendy at top-level Terran play. Maru has really forced that upon people. Some nukes being added in, really focusing on producing ghosts to fill out lost supply. So, I mean, these are all good things, but we don't see, like, the ultimate turtle comp that we've seen more often from Maru and Rim, right?
That is true. Okay, another huge attack over here as RagnaroK is just looking for targets. Goes right on top of that. There's a lot of SCVs you could also kill here as well. Now, I do want to point out that was a lot of Banes on just buildings. Yeah. But he's made so much money that he can kind of come in here and just do that.
Yeah.
And it's pretty tough to deal with.
He's going to remake those commands. You know, a lot of times I feel like in these positions, floating another command over there might be a very solid move. If Banelings come in again, you just slip, right?
Right.
But enhanced shockwaves. Look at this, 3 more commands. A lot of corruptors, so we're definitely going to be seeing Broodlords.
Yeah.
Some spines being added in as well.
You think he was too wasteful with those Banes when he went into that bottom base? He didn't even really kill any SCVs. He just got the planetary, got another planetary, and then ran back out. That's a lot of gas.
It weakens the position. It slows the economy momentarily. I don't think we've switched over to cost efficiency yet.
Oh, Artosis.
Yeah. Wow. But you know, there's like sometimes a moment in TVZ where you got to start looking at these Baneling attacks and be like, hold on. He's stable enough that I can't waste anymore.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I don't think we're quite there yet. RagnaroK's economy is like really super good. I think we're getting there pretty quickly though at this point.
Oh, great. All right, that alarm's going off again, guys. Sorry.
There it is.
So I guess that thing's still malfunctioning. Apologies, audience. Hopefully we'll get that shut off again soon. For those of you guys at home, you're the lucky ones.
All right, quite a few Broodlords pushing over here. Look at this, 32 Banes as well.
Yeah.
This is pretty wild. Like, Banelings with Broodlords, if the Broodlords clear tanks and like make sure mines are not going to be that big an issue, the Banelings can shut down, you know, ghosts really, really well. Because as soon as you damage them, the snipe is not occurring.
Yeah, great blinding clouds there. And he just obliterates that position. Beautifully done.
I need to see the efficiency. Show me the efficiency tab. Because that was a million Banelings that went down.
That was
and
so
it didn't
many.
feel like he actually killed that much for Kier. Like he took out like a Thor and some tanks and the command center. But at the end of the day, was that actually great for RagnaroK? I'm not actually sure it was. Look at this.
Yeah, well, that's the big question, right? Is if he starts to trade super inefficiently and this game drags on, I think he's going to be in really, really, really... Kier's going to be in great shape later on here. Because Zerg is also starting to run out of map here.
Yeah. Okay, a lot of Broodlords coming down once again. Dude, that is so hard to hold on against. Look at this army of RagnaroK. It's so deadly.
Yeah, he's coming in now. He's going to get rid of that one tank right over there.
Dude, that one tank, oh my god. He just isn't killing it. It's getting so many volleys off.
It's shot so many times. It's insane that it's still here. And, you know, Kier fights back pretty well. A lot of great snipes on those Broodlords.
Way more efficient for Kier. Give me that efficiency tab.
Please.
Thing is, they pop the efficiency at the bottom right-ish area. See where the APM is. So it's like I'm never really looking there, you know. I don't like those bottom tabs, Tasteless. Like this is not a game of math. This is art, Tasteless.
Okay, another big attack in here. The Thor doing a lot of damage to those broods. Gonna try to back up a little bit more. Nice EMP onto the infestors.
Loss is not that much bigger. Plus 7k efficiency here for Kier. So not as much as I thought it was going to be. Sometimes in these types of games, you see like over 2 times. Wow. Oh my god. The blinding clouds have been just amazing.
Yeah, that is a huge attack over there. Terrence coming up from the bottom, and well, hold on, these Lings are going to surround that Thor, I was going to say.
He has erased a lot of Thors here. The blinding cloud's doing a fantastic job.
The supply really does say it all, you know? You just look at it and you go, okay, like
that is a bit brutal.
That's a long road to go back up here if you're going to max out. And you can see the income here is very low. Terrence kind of hitting the bottom over and over again, especially with the minerals. A lot of extra gas, which isn't surprising in this matchup. But of course, the Zerg can just sink all of their resources back into a lot more Banes.
They're gonna run in here once again. Goes after the planetary. Has the Banes coming down, trying to clear what they can. Again, the Banes really not being efficient. He does get the planetary though. So that's another base that's not mining. Twice the mineral income right now for RagnaroK.
So, I mean, Kier, he's not dead yet, but it's getting harder to imagine him recovering, especially, we want to watch this next attack carefully, because this could be a fatal one.
Yeah, like, I think you have to continually deny these bases. Like, RagnaroK has made his bed, and now he has to lie in it. Like,
yeah,
if you allow, Kier is being efficient enough that if Kier, like, secures half the bases, there's no way he loses.
Yeah. All Kier has to do is not be overrun.
Dude, these Banelings
this attack is so bad. Oh my god. Oh my god, that went so poorly. Wow, dude. I think Kier can win now. That's crazy.
It's insane how his Banelings, the last like 4 attacks, the Banelings haven't hit anything.
Yeah.
Like, he is losing so many Banes over and over. He's making 11 Lurkers now. I mean, maybe you can swap it over and go Lurker Viper here. I don't want to see Banelings with the Lurkers, though. Oh, some investors being mixed in. Oh. Nice pickoff.
All right, he's going to come up here now. He's going to scan and get those infestors. So good.
Oh, that sucks.
These Lurkers are surrounded by tanks, but it seems like everything's going to be picked off.
Okay, the Lurker attack doing a lot better than a lot of these Bane attacks have.
A war of attrition here.
Dude, watching Banelings roll in a ghost and not kill him is really sad.
That lurker shot right into space.
Oh, he gets the command center.
I didn't even realize it was that damaged. Well,
Top left hatch in some trouble.
by the way, guys, bottom right has been taken. So Zerg is soaking up that location as well.
Yeah, he's had that actually for a little bit. I like that he actually has it droned up as well. That's really, really good. Keeping that income very high. Another command center floating over these 4 mineral patches.
Okay, well, he's going to have to finish that off eventually. It looks like this little squad's going to come up here and hit that.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy to clean up.
Another base comes down here. I wish we could do a mineral check here on some of these other bases. I'm kind of curious, like how many are actually mined out.
I wonder if it's time for RagnaroK to maybe seesaw attention to somewhere else and then maybe come back here. Like, I understand trying to deny a base.
Yeah, I think what happens is you can start to get a little bit tunnel vision here. You know, and it's like you just see this one location, if I could just stop them from going there. But I think you're right. If you don't come over there and hit another area, all the Terran has to do is keep all their stuff in that one spot and shut it down.
Dude, I'm really liking our casting trio at this point.
You
Taste
mean,
alarmtosis.
Yeah, man. This is a record for that alarm. I feel like this happens like once every couple of years where there's something goes wrong with the alarm, but
Maybe. I
this
don't
time's
know.
impressive.
Oh.
Anyways. I lost my train of thought. So, Terran has managed to kind of push all the way into this kind of insane area here near the top left, but Zerg is now taking all 3 bases in the bottom right.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Now, Terran can take the 3 in the top left, I guess.
Yeah, that is true.
And even though like a little bit has been mined up there, the efficiency more than makes up for that.
Oh, for sure.
If Kira actually secures those 3, it doesn't look likely that RagnaroK is going to be able to win the game. Now he's adding a lot more broods, a lot of spores as well. Thors and Liberators being made.
Okay, well,
this is actually a very good night of games. Like Hero
Yeah, this is
Maru is
exciting.
still my favorite from this
Sure.
season 2 so far, but
It's hard
like
to top.
overall, I think tonight is better than last night already. Like overall, we've had some really interesting good games. And look at this, we're 24 minutes in right now. It's like Kira's done such a great job being efficient. RagnaroK definitely a bit too wasteful in this game with those Banes.
yeah, I like these tanks over here. You can just hit that hatchery from there. Pretty nicely done.
Yeah, that's
Brood
pretty
Lord's
cool.
going to come down here and try to clean this up.
Well, that's not going to be too hard, is it?
Yeah. Oh my god, the tank lives.
Crazy. Look at that mine. How many kills is that mine going to get?
A lot.
That mine is going to be crazy. Go, Lings. Go die to that mine. Oh.
Nice snipes. Gets in and gets right back out.
Man, snipe.
Well, if you see the Brood Lords down there, you know that you're not going to be hit that hard at the top. That's the big thing to note is, you know, the Brood Lords are like, I think, some of the least mobile units in the entire game.
But they fly.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, they're pretty damn slow.
All right, so he's going to just siege up over here.
Spores coming down. So this is the new battleground. It seems like RagnaroK wants to get himself bases rather than deny bases.
Yeah.
I definitely do, like, it wasn't working at the top, so I get it. But like we were talking about with the efficiency level that we've been seeing in this game,
Yeah.
if you have equal bases, you're going to lose as RagnaroK.
Right.
So this, I don't think, can be the right play. Unless, like, I don't know. There's ways that he can win. Like, for instance, let's say that Kier dives on these bases. Really all he needs to do is pressure lightly and keep RagnaroK down here and mine the top left.
Right.
But if he does something that's, like, makes some sort of blunder, yeah, RagnaroK could win this. But, like, what I'm looking at right now, this looks very bad for RagnaroK. Very, very
Yeah,
bad.
this feels like it's almost a Terran win.
Yeah. I think it is a Terran win. Like I would put big money on Kier winning at this point. Now that we're 26 minutes in, I'm confident. Okay, a little attack coming down here. This is important, I think. These types of moves are really important, but he can't just kill that one. He has to get another one too. Can't let him have that base.
So, doesn't seem like anybody's going to be able to mine from this base for a while. We'll see if that becomes like a very sought-after location later on, because everything else is just going to start getting mined up, right? He's even making a hatchery to the right of that, just probably to try to get the gas. Another nuke coming down here.
Neural on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Can see some interesting interactions with Neural. Previous set of infestors really did not get anything done, literally. Just died while they were burrowed.
Okay. It looks like we're finally going to have another little attack up here in the top left. I'm not sure what's over here besides what we see on screen. Oh, and I see he's going to keep trying to nuke this spot over here, force these spores to unburrow.
Yeah.
Okay. This game has really slowed down, by the way.
It has, it has. Well, they can't kill each other.
Yeah.
Like, attacking in is so difficult, these entrenched positions. Like, attacking into creep, into, like, static D, plus lurker, infestor, broodlord. Maybe banelings and hydras in there, too.
Yeah.
Just not doable. And then, like, obviously, every time he tries to attack in, snipes galore come out.
Right, so Terran's going to take this.
He really should have worn the Mecha Zerg skin here, man. So he can't get sniped, right? Oh, that's cute.
Oh my God.
He's got his own version of the siege
Yeah, I was
tank.
gonna say, he's like, I can do that too. All right, he's gonna get rid of that. And we're gonna get to the point where it's gonna be this base that's kind of to the top and to the left, and the base that's kind of to the bottom to the right are gonna be the only places that have not been mined out.
All right, let's see. I think he's going to maybe think about using some Neurals here.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Get those Thors.
I mean, you could always throw down a fungal if something arises. Okay, pushes back reasonably well here.
Huh. By the way, 49 workers is 61. So that means that when they're maxed out, the army for Terran is actually a little bit bigger. Important to note. You get far enough in these games, the workers become a little bit less important as long as you're mining up stuff. All right, another nuke comes here. Ooh. So funny.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Forces are under attack.
All right. That nuke's not going to land right. He scans like maybe.
Yeah, well,
maybe.
When it's that close, like, you really want to see.
Yeah.
It didn't actually feel that close to me, but... yeah, I think everyone in the whole world scans when a nuke's going to land.
Yeah, I
it's
think
like
so.
You have to watch it. Okay. This push doing pretty well. We finally actually have RagnaroK like making some serious headway here with an attack.
Yeah, I feel like RagnaroK is slowly going to push through here. Now, they both have a ton of income. Keep in mind that the bases that were killed off here for Terran, they're not resource rich, right? So he's not losing that much.
That's true, but it's going to be harder than ever for him to do anything, right? Like, if you go up here and actually screw up the main base, like your production's gone, there is a counterattack coming out. And I guess all of the supply of RagnaroK's really basically there. He's going to have to turn around. Or go for a complete kill. Like, does this turn into a complete base trade?
Yeah, this is interesting. Keep in mind that a lot of banelings were killed. I mean, surely there's... Is there just really nothing up here for Zerg?
Yeah, almost all of his supply is down at the bottom. He has brought some of his units
but
back.
I don't know that that little army can kill that. I feel like he has to actually move with the Broodlords.
Yeah, he does. The
Man.
Broodlords would actually just ravage what's up here. Like, it would not even be close.
And he seems to be hemming and hawing with those broods, man.
He
He like
really
sent them
does.
back, and it's like, You have to be very decisive with your Broodlord movement.
To be fair, I mean, oh, the Neurals. So,
Dude.
oh my God, the fungal.
Oh
I
my
can't believe
God.
it. I think RagnaroK is going to win this.
This is crazy, man.
And now he can go up into that main base once again. But what I was going to say, Taste, is like, I guess you could kill the top right area, but he just remade Spires like in the bottom right. Like RagnaroK can just reposition himself as playing from the bottom right. Like, you know, Zerg macros so differently from Terran.
Yeah.
He has all these hatcheries. He's okay. He just has to rebuild a few of his tech buildings.
This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, Ghosts getting
so
anything they can.
Infrastructure now gone for Terran. So what you see is what you get. And we don't see a lot of buildings being made in that building tab right now.
He built some in like the middle top left.
Oh,
I see like some random chunks of buildings. Yeah, he's making 3 factories, 2 racks right now. Oh, I love base trades, man. This is fun.
Thing is, I think that ultimately the Zerg is going to have, I mean, you have spores, right? You can just run them underneath the Broodlords.
I think replacing the depots is such a pain. You got all your overlords that can kind of fly away.
It's not that many SCVs either.
Yeah.
And it seems like what he's going to do is just try to come here and save his bottom right quadrant.
That makes sense. And, you know, if he does come over here, I think his clear out the main. Like, you should. You should. Unfortunately for him, it looks like even the Greater Spire has started now. The new Greater Spire and a new layer. So he's, like, just kind of prepared to lose his main base. But it's still good to kill, I think.
I agree. I agree.
Sometimes it's good to just kill areas just to make stuff dark and make it more difficult for your opponent to really know what's
you're
going
one
on.
step closer to winning in a base race.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think we oftentimes get to every building elimination, but sometimes.
Almost never. But, you know, it is... Ultimately, that is the requirement to win. It's easy to forget, too, is the way that you get eliminated is all your buildings are destroyed. And then it kicks you out of the game. Okay. Well...
Look at that little outpost, man. I love it.
Okay, so that's almost mined out. Everything's almost mined out here at the top left.
More Broodlords. Some spines. The whole map is going to get mined out. Like, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Both players are maxed with a similar banks, similar worker counts. 3-3 flyer on the way.
This is a 35-minute game, Martosis, and I don't think it's going to end right away.
No, there's still play left on both sides.
Yeah.
Well, that's annoying. Tell me the pilot wouldn't climb out of his tank and shoot that Zerg.
Right, so the tank goes down. And Terran has rebuilt. Which is kind of impressive, all things considered.
Top left is his main, and now bottom right is the main base of RagnaroK. Well, I guess the whole map is his base on the right side.
All right, SCVs are going to be set. Now, he wants to get rid of these. So this is not a mistake. He needs to free up supply.
Sure, return the minerals. Oh, here we go. Fungals! Oh, those fungals are huge. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. The Broodlords just being insane. Even Neurals, some of these Thors in here as well. RagnaroK clearing just about everything.
I think he just won the game.
Yeah.
Really good engage here. The Thors that aren't knurled anymore are killed off immediately. And it looks like RagnaroK is ultimately going to win this.
Dude,
GG.
RagnaroK is serious, man.
Wow.
What a game. What a series.
I know. It's crazy, man.
That match 3 took quite some time.
Well, RagnaroK's going to be feeling good after that, man. Wow.
Yeah, he definitely is feeling good after that. And, I mean, that was fantastic. That was like,
great.
That was just a really good series overall. A lot of fun. Talking to Bunny there a little bit. So, wait a minute. That means RagnaroK is 2-0 in this group. And he took down Creator and Cure.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, man.
Like, that's kind of insane. Bunny should be a bit easier than Cure was even. So, he is looking good.
Guys, we've got a break. Coming up next, Bunny vs. Creator. We will be right back.